She says this at the beginning. She says recording in progress. Did it
And
say?
I just hit okay, so you're good.
Did it say anything to you?
Yeah, it said something to me. Yes,
David Davis on the air. That's what it said.
Daver,
Hi, Pete Alonso.
what's the
Oh,
rumpus?
au revoir.
Yeah, just cut the ties. Let's go with the young guys and Mets. Good afternoon from the Gulf Coast.
What young guys? Who's going to play first base and hit 40 home runs? You got a guy down there in the minors? I don't
I
know why
think
they
so.
had him down there.
We got a guy playing at Port St. Lucie.
I know a guy. Oh, guy. Oh no. Then our AAA team was in Las Vegas for a while, which I think was a really stupid idea. Too hard to bring them up and hard to send them down too.
Who wants
And
to
when you send them
play
down, they go. When you send them down, they go
anything
hit the table.
outside in Las Vegas?
Hey,
Jesus.
you send a guy down to the minors, he starts hitting the tables. Next thing you know, out of baseball.
Is that how it goes? All right. Well, plenty
Oh,
of
it would
tables in
go.
Miami
Oh,
and Southern Florida.
it could go. It might
That's
go.
for sure.
Gonna
All
recap
right,
last
Daver,
week.
let's get to it. Let's not run out of time here like
No,
we did
let's not
last
do that
time.
again, and let's make sure that it's recording. Um, let's recap. Kickball, glorious last second victory for Aston Villa, plus 320 over top dog Arsenal.
That's a humdinger.
We talked about this. The fact that Aston Villa is so hot. Arsenal is going to be scared of anybody. I say it's going to be them. And this game was, good evidence of that. Plus 320, you can make a lot of screw ups after you win three bets with one bet. Anyway, and the next one almost with Leeds against Liverpool, but not quite. We had the draw on that one, plus 285. Didn't quite happen. Didn't quite happen for us. Anyway, we got Aston Villa plus 320.
A tidy profit.
Arsenal. So that was fun.
No doubt about it.
You did great on both college and pro.
3-2, 3-2. You had a better college 4-1.
3-2 is great.
Yeah, so
everybody has to understand that 3-2. Just go 3-2 for the rest of your life. Sign up for 3-2 right now for the rest of your life.
Sign up for 3-2.
Yeah, happy man.
6-4, 9-6.
Your college, you had Western Michigan came through for you, Duke came through for you, Georgia came through for you against me. Oh, yeah, you started off a little slow, but then you got hot. And 3-2.
The whole idea.
3-2 as well. Yeah, me 3-2 as well. I had Tulane, had a stinker with UNLV. That just didn't happen. I watched that against Boise State. That was not good. You didn't have Texas Tech. I did. Anyway, I had Texas Tech, and they got the job done.
Yes, we did. Well, I didn't have them on the 5, but
that's
we won a few coin
That's
on
twice
that.
this year. They kicked the shit out of BYU, and both games could have been worse than what they were. And that's really not. I'm not knocking BYU with that. I'm saying Texas Tech might just be that good. I know you made a prediction. It's on Dave. I can't remember what episode it was, but you said Texas Tech for the national championship, and that was in like the beginning of October, I think.
And the next week they lost Arizona State.
Yeah, and then they lost Arizona State.
My shoe.
And I want a pizza.
But I stuck exactly, and I'm
Other than
sticking
that,
with them. I've stuck with them. We've made some money off of Texas
that's
Tech.
their only stumble. That is
I know.
Stumble. Arizona State's not a bad team.
No,
they had a lot of good parts coming back from last year.
No, but it was a good call on your part because it was a setup for them to take a little stumble. Yeah, might have been the best thing for them, but they got some kind of D, man. They got a pro caliber defense.
Because the Big 12 still isn't getting a whole lot of love in this.
Right. But to your point, Dr. Dave, you said, hey, that's nothing against, it should have been a lot worse. And they kick a lot of field goals where they could have scored a lot of touchdowns. That could come back to hinder,
Both games against BYU.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit concerned about that.
Other games, where they just shut teams down. Forget it. The
Yeah.
other teams didn't even get field goals.
Right.
And Texas Tech's offense is good enough. They're on the other side of the field quite a bit. They did make some kicks in both games, and they also tacked on a few touchdowns, enough both times to cover a big number last week. You got me with Georgia against Bama. Watching that game, boy, I was just so I was disappointed in myself that I didn't give more credence to the second half. The first time those two teams plays were maybe that was the reality of these two teams was that Georgia kicking their ass in the second half of that game was really what those two teams are all about.
Bama's tough to figure.
Georgia looks tough.
Yeah, their defense has really come up. That's what I was most interested.
Early in the season, teams were moving the ball on Georgia.
Yeah.
So and then their game this year against Georgia Tech was nothing like their game last year. That was a little bit of a track meet. This one was way tighter, hard for both teams to score in that game. That one scared me a little bit. Well, that was one of the reasons I went against Georgia this past week against Alabama was how their offense didn't look all that great against Georgia Tech.
And you had a nice W there with Tulane, because of your win. They're now in the finals of the final 12.
They made it.
Well done.
Expected to go very far, but who knows? No brain Tulane will do you right.
And in the big battle, I know you had Indiana, so you didn't have it on your top 5. But
you know what? Right. It's a good thing that you talked about that because I was going to forget to talk about that. We didn't make either one of us made it a pick last week.
Right.
Both really liked Indiana.
Yeah.
It was a good game. It was a tough.
Look at those defenses, Dave. What do you think of those two teams? And what do you think of their defenses? Approaching.
I'm just wondering if it's because they were playing each other that the defenses look so good. And now if they play a big time offense from the SEC or even Texas Tech or somebody like that they might not look so wonderful.
It's a valid question. It's a valid question. How do you decide? Yeah. How you decide between the power of the Big Ten, or is it the SEC or some teams in the Big 12? I mean, how do you draw the line? We're going to see some, we're going to get some indications with the pre-bowl games before the tournament, but it should be interesting and very interesting that neither of us touched that game. Yes.
But we both had. We just want everybody to know we didn't give it to you, but we wish we had because we both had it in the end.
Yeah.
All right, that's college, and then pro football. You had another stellar 3-2 week. You're on quite a roll in the pros. You won that big week in the pool recently that we've been trying to brag about a lot. You don't get a trophy. You don't get that trophy like Trump got with the hands holding up the globe, sort of looking like they're fondling the but anyway, you got the money.
That's the World Cup trophy. He'll never get that, but he got his medal.
An invented trophy, an invented peace prize for Donald Trump.
All right, let's not go politics.
Most corrupt organizations certainly in the history of sports.
Yes,
but maybe in the history of the world.
You are correct, sir. FIFA, I concur on that.
They are world-class corrupt. It's just so funny. The whole thing. I was watching the whole thing.
Welcome.
I just wanted to see which teams were drawn against which teams. That's what I wanted to see. And then I'm watching this thing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? That was insane.
Hey, welcome to World Cup politics. All right, Daver. Not much on the college football schedule. I know,
but you didn't go over your pick. You were 3-2 in pros last week. I got to brag about the pros. I finally had to go.
4-1.
And the only team that beat me is my own team, the Jets. So that hardly counts. Other than that, I was 4-0. Had some good games. Detroit, as we said, was going to roll up and down the field on Thursday night against Dallas. They did.
Dallas. Good night, Dallas.
Cincinnati should have beaten Buffalo.
We both predicted that Dallas and the Bears, the two glory boys, were going to go down. Had to sweat up the ladder.
But the Bears are still looking way better than Dallas to me. And one of the funny things about the Bears is I know their defense isn't good, but they're playing well. they're playing about as well as those guys on the Bears defense can play. And
yes.
And that's going to keep them in games. And with that offense, what I really like about the Bears is if they can play any defense at all in a playoff game in shitty weather, especially their division, whatnot. Maybe they play somebody else in cold weather. A little bit of defense and that running game.
Yeah, you love the running game. What's that back's name? Number 4? Swift, right?
Yeah, he was a
good name for a running back, no doubt.
They got rid of him because they did replace him. They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and they were willing to let go of Swift. I think they kind of regret the fact that he went to a team in the same division because now
they rolled down the field at the end there. Tough. I mean, we were sweating bullets.
This rookie on the Bears is really good too. It's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not one of the typical one that you see these days is that one guy's a power back and the other guy's a little fragile guy. They're both tough.
Yeah.
But like that. They keep coming at you with a big back. They keep coming at you with somebody who can run you over. And when the defenses are getting tired, they're not going to want to have anything to do with either one of those guys at the end of a game. I think the Bears'
future, looks good.
It does. A lot
better than the Cowboys.
Obviously, it was just Caleb Williams last year. A lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers, and this and that. This year, every once in a while, you still shake your head at things that he does, but pretty darn good athlete, can throw the ball, can definitely run, can scramble, get you a first down when you need it.
Just a very poor decision at the end of that game. That was a short arm pass.
Houston over
that he did not have to make that pass into the end zone. I don't know who made that call. He could only roll left and throw, with success, a small percentage of the time. So,
all right,
where are we headed?
That was a lot of recapping.
That was a recap.
I don't normally recap that long. Moving on to kickball for this week across the pond, and I'm going to go with 3 games, so I'm going to try to rip through this pretty quick. I'm looking at these as good opportunities, good setup, where they're and getting good prices. First, I've got a long shot, I've got a mid-range pick, and I've got a favorite. So first, the long shot. And the long shot is Crystal Palace at home against Man City, plus 295. Crystal Palace is quietly having this really good season. They haven't lost a lot of games, which is what I like about them. Because, if you're tied, make a play, get a break, this and that, win the game. And because they haven't been blown out, I don't really think this season. Yes, City's playing a little bit better lately, but they're still not the City of a few years ago. I'm going with Crystal Palace at home, and they're my team.
That's your team, buddy.
I'm going with Crystal Palace, and I love the price, plus 290.
Pack the joint.
Damn City. They get beat. But I 3-1. I think if you played this game 4 times, are they only going to win it once? I think they're going to do better than that. So anyway, plus 295, go Palace. Next game is the favorite. I am looking at Aston Villa. I'm just going to keep riding Aston Villa until it breaks.
Ride them till she bugs
you. A couple of weeks ago, minus a goal and a half, and then they'll go by a goal. So I'm not taking a minus a goal and a half here. They're on the road. They're still plus 105, which, I mean, anytime you get a plus 105 in baseball, you'd be thrilled to pieces, Marty, if you had a plus 105 in baseball. But in soccer, it's like, oh my God, you're taking the huge chalk. Well, they're playing West Ham, one of the worst teams in the league. Probably have a good chance to be relegated this year. They really do. Yes, they're at home. There is history between these teams, but I like Aston Villa on a Kaiser roll to get the money at plus 105. And last but not least is my mid-range pick, and that is Nottingham Forest, who did just get away with a win in the Europa League, but they just had to play. They had to play a late midweek game as opposed to Hotspurs just playing earlier in the week when they played in the Champions League. Anyway, thinking Forest, not playing well by any stretch. I mean, they're really having kind of a lousy season. Great season last year, got into the Europa League. being a top 8 team in the Premier League. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near there this year. They're trying to stay away from the bottom three. Is what they're doing. Maybe middle of the table at best. Spurs playing better this year than they did last year. I like the price. Plus, Forest is a little bit of a favorite here, plus 155. The draw is plus 235. I was intrigued by the draw, but I'm going with Spurs straight up to win, plus 180. So those three.
Not just the Spurs, the hot Spurs.
That's the hot Spurs. They're not just Spurs, they're hot Spurs.
The best names, nicknames, or team names in sport, that Premier League.
That's fair.
All right, my brother, where are we going? We going to college?
We're going across the pond.
All right.
To our side, and we are looking at a limited schedule this weekend. We got Army Navy, but we also have FCS. And you're telling me there is one bowl game?
One bowl game, not just one bowl game. The first bowl game,
really
the LA Bowl. Yeah. They're playing at SoCal.
What day is
a couple of cold weather teams, but that's not till Saturday.
It's gotta be Saturday.
It is. Yeah. It is.
All right. I like it.
Let's go right to it. All right. LA Bowl.
All this kickball. You're gonna tell me who you like in Army Navy.
Let's go to the LA Bowl first. SoCal Stadium, Inglewood, California. It's a weather relief for both teams, coming from Idaho and coming from northern Washington. Going with the favorite, 9.5, pretty big number. Washington Huskies against your buddies there from Boise State who beat UNLV. And that game, UNLV, they just kept giving up third downs, 10 of 16, Boise State. I mean, UNLV's got a good offense, but they had to pass because Boise State, they have no defense. Washington does have a defense. They face much tougher. They've faced Big 10, Big 18, whatever you want to call it. They played Oregon tough. Big wins against UCLA, Purdue. They got a great red zone offense against a bad red zone defense. Lay the 9.5, Washington Huskies over the Broncos, I believe they are, for Boise State.
They are the Broncos. I think did this thing go up? Because it looks like people are playing Boise, but
no, it stayed straight. That's a good question. That I've seen, it's opened at 9.5 and has stayed at 9.5. That could change, of course.
All right, hang on. I just want to take a look at DraftKings and see what they got on this game.
Take a gander.
I am concurring with you. I concur.
You concur?
Yeah, I do. I concur. And do you concur? I concur.
I concur.
LA Bowl, Saturday. There it is at night. That's nice. That's nice because we don't have any pro games on Saturday. We've got.
And Army Navy's always a day
Army
game,
Navy
right?
In the afternoon. Yeah, Army Navy in the afternoon. Then you get ready got a nice bowl game at night. Ooh, whoa. Because I was showing 8.5. DraftKings got Washington up to 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, although.
So you're right. It is going up. And you say the money is not.
No, I was going to say it was coming down because the openers that they use for this contest that I'm in on ESPN, they used 8.5. And you were just saying 9.5. I love the 8.5. I like the 8.5 a hell of a lot better than 10. Yeah, when I was first looking at this, they were slamming Boise State, and we got to bring this up. We got to tell people this game looks sneaky to me because I just looked at it yesterday, and everybody was on Boise. Now the line's gone up, and now the action is 50-50. Yeah, yesterday, this line was 8.5 yesterday. And it was 66% of the people were on Boise and 34% on Washington. Today it's 50-50 and it's 10. Which makes me think, there's some important people on Boise who might be in the transfer portal, whatever it is, they're not going to play in this game. So you have to stay on that stuff.
It's very important.
Really dangerous.
I looked around, I couldn't find anything.
Jump on a college bowl game, 2 weeks before it gets played. I mean, right now we're talking about what is today? Today's the 11th. A lot of these games are almost 3 weeks away. Hey, you want to roll the dice on one of those games 3 weeks from now that the quarterback's not going to decide, yeah, you know what, I'm not playing or I'm transferring or whatever the fuck they do. Um, be my guest, but not me. I'm going to wait and see what happens, and definitely keep checking on those sites to let you know who's in the portal, who's hurt, who's not. Even you got crazy coaching changes, and the Michigan guy gets accused of this and that. So they're going to have a different coach for their game against Texas. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit going on. But anyway, I still concur with Washington. I think they take Boise up and down the field in that game.
Okay. I
All right.
appreciate
So
that.
now you're making me go Army Navy first. All right. I'm taking the dog. I'm taking Army. I'm taking Army plus the 6. And I really, if you look at their schedule, Army had a really good year. They're only 6-5, but very few blowouts. Now they won a lot of close games too. Well, that's what I want. That's what I want here. I want a close game in a series that is traditionally close. The underdog gets up for this game, and they end up giving the favorite a little bit of a scare. I do feel that Navy is the better team. I think they kept that line low for a reason. Now it's creeping up. It's creeping up. A lot of action on Navy. I'm taking Army. Right now, I got +6 Army. Now I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see if that might creep
Yeah,
up
I would
a little
wait.
bit closer to a touchdown.
That's going up, bro.
A lot of
I got
people up.
Navy at 4.5, but that was when it first came out. I jumped on it. It's up to 6.5, even money. You're right. Army lacks those big numbers. They got a kind of a low risk offense. It's only running. They average 68 yards, 78 yards
Okay.
in passing. But you know what? They're the least penalized team in the FBS. 9 turnovers. Can you believe that? That is unbelievable. Least penalized and committing 9 turnovers. That's discipline, my friend.
Yeah.
But on the other end, Navy is strong. This guy Horvath, I think he's run for over 1,000 yards. He's got 14 touchdowns, 9 TDs, 5
Horvath. The
interceptions.
quarterback on Navy is one of the best players in college football. He'll never play it down in the NFL, and God love him, he's probably going to have a great life, whether he stays in the Navy or not. But that guy is a football player. He makes plays, and yeah, he makes that team go. He's great.
Yeah, they've played tough. They've got big wins. South Florida they beat. That's a strong team. South Florida, a strong offensive team, and they went toe to toe with them. They beat Memphis, who we know is up and down, but they're strong. They're trending, positive. And go Shipman. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be close. So we got a pizza on the line in that one.
I'm going to give you the games that Army has lost this year. Okay, they lost.
I got them right in front of me.
Beginning of the season, they lost to Tarleton State, which at the time people were like, "Who?" and they were freaking out. Tarleton State is in the FCS playoff this weekend. They're 11.5-point favorites, I think, in their game. Maybe 10.5, 11.5. They're a big favorite. They're supposed to smash the team that they're playing. They could at least make noise. They're supposed to make it to the semifinals. So wouldn't that mean they could easily make the final and maybe even win the whole thing in the FCS with North Dakota State, the top seed, already being knocked out? So that Tarleton State game loss for Army is looking not nearly as bad. I'm not going to say it's looking better. I'm just going to say it doesn't look nearly as bad now at the end of the year. They lost to North Texas. North Texas is what? What are they, 11-1? North Texas is having an unbelievable season. Oh no, well they lost the game to Tulane, but they were having a great season. They are having a great season. They're in a bowl game. They also lost to East Carolina. Guess what? And that might have been their worst loss of the season. Guess what? East Carolina is really good. We're looking at them for their bowl game, are we not?
I love them.
We are.
Plus 5.5. I love them.
We are. Then the next loss down is after winning a couple of games. The next loss is to Tulane, another team. Excuse me, they're in the playoff, and they beat Army by 7. And hardly a disgrace. Hardly a disgrace. Now, yes, a bunch of their wins are tight. They won 3 games in a row, and they're all by 3, 1-1. I mean, against Air Force Temple and Tulsa, but they won. And teams that are on the same part as they are, and then they beat Texas San Antonio. That's a really good win to me.
No doubt.
Texas San Antonio,
UTSA,
good.
No doubt.
Army beat. I mean, Army's had a strange season.
Yeah, it's been strange. 6-5. They're the best 6-5 team, right? No doubt about it.
A lot better than what you normally see out of the service academies as far as
because they play a stronger.
They're in that conference. That conference is tough.
Yes, I agree with all that. This is a tough one, Dave.
It's not.
And they play a tougher schedule than Notre Dame. Come on.
They might.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go pizza here, I guess.
All right, we got a little pie
Navy,
going.
I got Army, and let's go Black Knights of the Hudson. Oh, this a little bit of an advantage for you. The game's being played in Baltimore,
Frosty, Baltimore.
Annapolis.
There's your buddy Pete. Tell Pete he can get a ticket to that game.
Pete Alonso might be able to get his tickets.
Go for it, Pete.
Out of these Mr. Baltimore.
Get out of New York. Polar
bear. I
can't
believe you're down on the player and not the team. Everybody around here is down on the team.
Well, look between the lines. You and I both know playing in New York is stressful. Diaz, go west. Pete, go south.
Pete Alonso.
Those guys can't take the heat. Adios, amigos.
Edwin Diaz.
Gracias, mi amor. Thank you for my lovely coffee.
All right.
All right, where are we going? That's it for
not an FCS game. You took a regular bowl game. I'm taking an FCS game.
Let's hear it.
The aforementioned North Dakota State, who were the top seed.
What happened to those guys?
They got beat. They got beat by Illinois State. And that's why.
Whoa!
If you look at the FCS, if you look at the betting on these games, everybody's on the favorites.
Bro, where is Illinois State? Where is that located?
Illinois State's in Normal, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
Normal.
That's right.
So I'm gonna go against the grain. They beat the top dog. So what? I'm going with Cal Davis, the alma mater of our beloved Ken O'Brien.
Kenny.
A bunch of bad dogs. Wasn't Lawrence Taylor gonna rip his nutsack off and eat it or something on the field? Yeah, something terrible.
I just know that when he was drafted, it was Ken Davis.
Ken Davis.
Right. Sal Marciano
said they didn't call him
and Ken Davis.
Hey,
what?
And they drafted Cal Davis from Ken O'Brien University. Ken Davis.
I love it. Well, that's a good pick, bro. No, I'm going to look at that.
Yeah, I'm taking Cal Davis. -2.5. They should probably be favored by more, but because Illinois State beat North Dakota State,
right?
They're only favored by 2.5. I think they beat them easy and show the pride of the Inland Empire. Well, that's not the Inland Empire, but inland in Northern California is where Cal Davis.
I know that's the start of quote unquote like a tournament. Is that game at home?
Yeah, these
They're playing in California.
Yes.
Okay.
These are quarterfinals, and then they're gonna.
That's a big. That's huge.
Semis in a week, and then, unfortunately, they wait almost 3 weeks for the final, which I never understand that with the FCS. Why they wait, but they do.
All right. Well, that's an abbreviated college football schedule, but we give it to you nonetheless. We got 3 picks there with we're going head to head on
the
one.
Pros as usual.
Yes,
10 minutes for the pros.
Here we go.
Does it show that we like college football more than pro football? I think it shows.
I think it shows.
We might be giving it away here. All right. Who do you like? Want me to go first? No.
Yeah, fire away, brother.
Shit. All right, you're going to take the same team as me. I don't understand this. I don't understand how New England is a dog to Buffalo.
There's quite a few of those games.
11-2, Buffalo, yeah, Buffalo. But still, Buffalo. Even in this last game, I think the Bengals should have won that game. New England playing solid defense and running the ball the way they are. And the quarterback doesn't make mistakes. I mean, they're playing. This is like blueprint for having a team that doesn't beat itself. They might get beat by a better team down the road. Sometime they play somebody that obviously they're in the playoffs. For the
playoffs.
And they were one of the worst teams. It's funny because last year I was taking them all the time.
Right.
They were like my sleeper team.
Tasty underdogs,
Losing.
right? You were on them a lot.
I was last year. This year, not so much, because now they're the top of the heap.
Right.
Now I can hate them again because I hate the Patriots. But I like them this week. And I like them against the Buffalo Bills, plus 1.5 at home. Come on.
For precisely the reason that you said, I agree with you. They don't beat themselves. And they got the kind of offense that doesn't have that superstar. Throw me the ball so I can drop it,
Exactly.
Very disciplined. Yeah. Extremely disciplined offense. And that type of offense that has great balance keeps the other team off the field, keeps Josh Allen from, putting on his cape. And that's, what he does. He runs, he throws, he's incredible. I think the D is going to be really hyped up on the New England side. This is it for the AFC East. This is the big number foe. This is foe number one. It's going to be a huge one for the Boston fans. I'm with you on that one. So pick again. We're together on that.
All right. I got a feeling we might be together again because
I got a feeling.
I'm going back to the well with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yeah. Joe, he's crying a little bit. I don't know if he saw his latest press conference.
I don't like that.
I'm not happy.
The team obviously has problems. I mean, at one point this season, they genuinely looked like the worst team in the league. I mean, they were getting brutalized, and their defense does suck.
Yeah.
Their defense let them down in the game against Buffalo. I mean, they had that game in the bag, and the defense got a little tired, couldn't stop them. I don't think they're going to have the same kind of problem this week against the Baltimore offense that just looks lost, right?
But they're favored.
I know. This is another game, 2 in a row. You know what? You don't want to split here. It's not the same thing as betting kickball across the pond where you hit a plus 300 and you lose a plus 200 and you're happy. Here, you want to do better than 1-1. But I'll take my chances with these 2 home team underdogs. I got a couple of small home team dogs this week. I got 3 of them, to be perfectly honest. And New England is one. The Bengals are another. There's another one coming down the line. I have a feeling you might like this team too. But I'm going with Cincinnati with Joe Burrow at home. Their backs against the wall here really can't lose this game. If they lose, I mean, they might be out of it already. They really might. But the division sucks so bad. Who knows? So they got to win this one. They lose this one, their season is over.
Did you watch? Yeah, I know you watched the game.
I'd rather play than Baltimore right now, but not many. No. Baltimore's playing like shit.
You trust that team? Forget about it. Did you see how many passes were on target? It was uncanny for 3 quarters how Burrow was putting the ball, right where it needed to be. And then the 4th quarter, he had a couple bad breaks. Throwing it into that DB who was blitzing, decided to jump, and he caught it. And then off the pads, and Buffalo had another score again. I'm with you again. I believe this sob story with Burrow, I don't give him a lot of shit because he's getting the shit kicked out of him. I think he's going to, step up. Bengals D was playing tough until, those 2 turnovers and that guy Cook cooked them. And maybe, their rushing attack will, the Ravens rushing will be tough to stop. But I like Cincinnati as well. Interdivision at home. I'll take the points for a home team. No doubt about it. I'll take it.
All right. We got a little over 5 minutes left.
Whoa, we're flying. Let's go.
That's all right. Next team I'm looking at is actually my only road selection of the week. And I'm staying with the trend, the theory of I'm going with the trend and not against it. I'm going with teams that seem to be playing better lately against teams that are not. And I'm taking the Chargers against the Chiefs. Plus 5.5.
They got that great.
I get it.
Running back, number 10.
The Chiefs have been for the last 10 years. I understand. And I understand their backs are against the wall because this is one of the teams they got to get past. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And I'll take the 5.5 all day long. That we can at least make this a close game. That maybe the Chiefs are able to snake out at the end and then I still win. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. The Chargers with Herbert, with that scrambling
Just don't beat anybody by 5.5.
running for all
they
those yards,
lose.
getting hit with a broken hand and all this shit. Guy is playing out of his mind.
It's tough.
I love it. Yes. I love the fact that he's leading that team. There's a lot of things about the Chargers that I really like. So I'm thinking the Chargers plus 5.5 against Kansas City.
All right. Mighty 690. My second pick, I'm going with the
third pick. You're on
those. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm on pick number 3. You are correct, sir. Carolina Panthers. Big battle in the NFC South. They got to win this to take the crown from those mighty Buccaneers, who were ready to, bury Baker Mayfield. Yeah, this is actually a revenge match against the Saints. They're going into New Orleans. Bryce Young's playing pretty well. I think that defense handles Tyler Slough just enough to get it done. Lay the 2.5. Carolina on the road over the Saints.
Yeah, that's a weird game.
Very weird.
It was too obvious, but anyway, Carolina ascending, easily win their division. I mean, yes, the Saints did burn us with the.
They burned our survivor.
Oh, God, yeah, they
but
did.
That's okay. We're bouncing back where it means
they burned
most.
60% of the people who were still
in
alive.
Cool.
And there wasn't that many people, and a lot of us died last weekend on that hill.
Yes,
the Tampa Bay, the Cigar City Hill is where we died. All right, great. Okay, I'm going to another home dog. This one, I get it. I understand the line, and I understand the fact that the team I'm taking is not blowing people away with their awesomeness, although their defense is for real. Just like last week, I took Houston against Kansas City because their defense is for real, and they showed it. I'm looking for Denver to shut down Green Bay at home. I really am. Denver's defense is for real, and the offense is doing enough to win games. I think Green Bay's defense is giving up enough to lose games. Taking Denver plus 2.5 over Green Bay. 2-minute warning.
Dave, we're on board. 3 games, wow, together, and we don't forecast prior to. Yeah, I'm with you. That D in Mile High, as long as they shut down the Packers' run game, things will go their way because they don't have that really aggressive point-scoring offense, but they have an aggressive point-denying defense. I think Peyton will have them ready. I'm with you. Denver in a close one. Take them on the money line.
A weird place for a team like Green Bay to play. They play there.
And they didn't overpower the Bears. We won't go back there, but
hard place to play.
Yeah, they give up a ground game yardage. So I'm with you.
Got to make one more pick. We got a minute and 15 seconds. And
all right, fire.
I am looking at another good. There's a lot of good matchups in the NFL this week. Here's another one. The Rams at home against Detroit. Yeah, I know Detroit needs it bad, but so do the Rams. Their fucking division is so tough with the Seahawks and the Niners right now.
Right.
They might come in third in their division. They might still make the playoffs coming in third in their division. Anyway, and they're laying kind of a little bit of a big number, which I think is just trying to drag people in on the Detroit side. I'm taking the Rams -6 over Detroit. Really just.
All right. I'm finishing it up with my pals down the coast, the Dolphins, they got the same record as the Chiefs, 6-7. Really? 3.5. Take the 3.5 against the Steelers. You know how they're doing it this last 4-game win streak? On the ground. They've found a run game.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's where the Steelers falter.
Their defense is terrible.
So. Take the 3.5. We'll keep your dart throwing.
Miami's hot.
Yeah, 4 in a row, brother. They beat the Bills.
Friend. All right, and we're hot.
Yep. 3.5, take them. Make some money.
We're out.